Okay, I'm going to go and show you all of my books in order. First published book, Almost Twins, came out in 1991, followed by a ghost-written book, Sweet Valley Twin. Then I got my first series of my own, My Sister the Ghost, followed by 3 more books in that series. Number 2, Escape from Ghostland. Number 3, Teacher Trouble. And number 4, Babysitter Beware. Those are all from Avon. And then I did 6 more books for Avon. Cheer Squad. I actually knew nothing about cheerleading, but the editor asked me to do it, so I said, of course I can do it. And I did it. 6 books, which meant for the 6th book that I did research by actually going to a cheer camp and posing as a coach. Number 2, Spirit Song. Number 3, Stand Up and Cheer. Number 4, Boys Are Bad News. Number 5, Spring to Stardom. And finally, the camp book. That was the most fun to research ever. And number 6, Camp Confessions. These books came out in 1997. After that, I did some packaged work, which means somebody else came up with the idea. They said, could you write a book with different endings? And so I did 2 of them. Pick Your Own Dream Date. First one was Saturday Night Bash, with a companion novel of Spring Break. Each one with the same characters, and each with multiple stories, 16, 17 endings. Then I did Sweet Dream Romances. First one, Opposites Attract. That came out in 1991. And I did these for 5 years in a row. 1992 was Almost Perfect. 1993, Love to Spare, their 200th book. 1994, Deep in My Heart. And Dreamboat, which was the final book I did, and I got to go on a cruise for research. It was 3 years before I sold another series after all these, but then I finally worked again and found Berkeley, who liked my cloning series. The series was optioned by Fox for a year for potential TV. It was also a quick pick YALSA honor series, and I had a lot of fan letters from both boys and girls for this book series. It's a 5-book series. My first ever boy cover was The Search, The Truth, where the clone meets the woman she was cloned from, The Imposter, okay, and then the 5th book in the series, The Killer. There is also a 6th book that I wrote that's online, because even when the series ended, fans wanted more. I had 3 years of not being able to sell anything else, but then I hooked up with Llewellyn, and they bought a short 3-book series called Strange Encounters, which is Oh No UFO, and each one of these takes place at a real place or a real legend. It's something that was very close to my childhood. Oh No UFO, they go on a camping trip, and the little sister gets taken by aliens. We went on a camping trip to research aliens when I was 10. Shamrock, the little people who live in Mount Shasta, a story I thought my dad made up until I read about it in Mount Shasta history. And then my mermaid book, Sea Switch, where Cassie is tricked by a wicked mermaid to take her place. And then came 2004, Don't Die Dragonfly, the first of the Seer series. A series that's very dear to me. It's still in print, still selling pretty well, mostly ebooks now. Last Dance is number 2. Witch Ball, one of my favorite covers. Then Sword Play, took fencing lessons for research of that one. Fatal Charm, which is one of the longest books I've written. And then there was a bit of a break in the series, but then we were able to do 1 more book in the series, Magician Muse, which ends the series in a way that's a full circle, very similar to how the series opens. And when that series was over, actually Buried should be here somewhere too. Then it actually had one more book, a spin-off with the characters from some of the characters from this year, which came out this year, March 12, in March 2012, Buried. And the final series I have is Dead Girl Walking. It was a series that originally was conceived in 1988 and it was published in 2008. So it took 20 years from idea and some rejections to publication. Dead Girl Dancing, and the final one in this one is Dead Girl in Love. And that is the end of a glimpse of my 37 published books. There are also some ebooks, which I really don't talk about the same way. Those are some of my foreign books, but there are some of my ebooks as well, like Double Vision, which came out from an e-publisher in the mid-90s. So that's over 38 books right there, and I do not know what the next one will be. Perhaps it will be a picture book.